Hello, Biafrans. Good evening. Welcome back. We are here again with another information from Prime Minister. You can see if you're staying in Nigeria or you live in Nigeria, you know there is no hope. Everybody should be looking homewards. Where is that home, Biafra? Anything that we know we can do, anything that will make us to leave Nigeria is what we should be doing now. And there should be no distraction to that. Right? So let us calmly listen to Mazi Simon Ekpa as he narrates the how to go.
Wrote a petition to the Homeland, to the Secretary of Homeland Security in the United States, demanding that they must stop deporting people to Nigeria. It was a follow-up of our message, of our letter to the White House and to the Congress and to the U.S. Senate. So the government is working, and you can see when those people making videos about our headquarters, they say this is where they wrote UN, this is where they wrote this one, this is where they, and you can hear them say they are going to write a counter letter. But of course, they are not much with us, because the people you are going to write counter letter, they don't know who you are. They're going to search information. So we came to this thing prepared. And this is something that was, built many years before now. Before I joined the Biafra struggle, I prepared myself. And God prepared me for what you see today happening. So we are taking advantage of that. Not just we are taking advantage, we initiated it. That's why I said on the 1st of May, we wrote to the United States, we wrote to the White House, and on the 9th of May, the Congress picked those things up and started putting pressure that people should stop. They should stop deporting Nigerians back home, back to their country, because of armed conflict. And I want to also point out very clear something that was very interesting in that particular communication. They acknowledge that there is armed conflict in Nigeria. And that is what is going to break Nigeria into pieces. That particular word in that particular letter, that there is armed conflict. That armed conflict have started. It is not going to stop until Biafra is free from Nigeria. And then also they mention about the northern Nigeria where they have terrorists and all that. So your question is, what are we doing? And my answer is, we initiated what you see happening today in America. And we are taking advantage of what is coming after that.
Okay, this communique, is it limited to White House, UN, or it is circulated within the member nations?
It is circulated not just to the White House, not just to the Congress, not just to the UN, but it is also circulated. It was sent to the European Union. It was sent to the European Union Parliament. It was also sent to the President of Finland, to the former President of Finland, and many others. So it is not just about the United States and all that. We copied many people, many nations, and many leaders to have knowledge of it. Of course, in the European Union, we demanded, which they responded and acknowledged that, and then also they responded that they acknowledged the content of the communique, and then also give further direction on what to do, which we have done. So the process is on.
On a follow-up question, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has a very cordial relationship with Japan. Did you continue that kind of understanding? I am specific about Japan, sir.
Yes. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya, I called on everyone who has anything going on to come forward and let us put them together to work. So now it is left for those in Japan to sit up. I had a meeting with people in Japan, and they asked questions, pertinent questions that bothers them, and I believe that they were satisfied with what the response I gave them. So I'm waiting for them to come forward with whatever they have. I'm not in Japan.
For 2 years, we are waiting for them, sir. On this point, I think I will not be fast to make assertions, but I think that some people around that area are accomplice, because if for 2 years you are waiting, I know of Japan.
No. I just had a meeting with them a few weeks ago.
Okay. That clears it. I withdraw my statement and I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
And the last and not the least, you talked about de facto government in Biafra land and the name of people that will be running the show. And I say I should ask you, having known how the Nigerian government goes about bribing our people and then killing our people at will, will you second guess what your approach to de facto government, or you will go ahead, sir?
My approach to the government, de facto government, is something that none of the people who have been in the Biafra struggle have seen before. I am a no-nonsense person. Once you are found wanting for one thing, you are out. You can go to hell. That's it. So everyone serving in the de facto government, I believe, are those who are ready to get their freedom. So I'm not here to suspect any of them. I give them my trust. But anyone found wanting is gone. Thank you.
Today, I think I want to know, it's a follow-up question. The people that want to undertake these tasks, do they know the risk involved? Have you explained to them? Are they enlightened?
They know the risk involved. Most of the people in the government, the de facto government, has been in this struggle for 20 years.
I have a concern that I must bring to the fore.
Go ahead.
We have somebody selling CD plate according to your exposition. The one of those that were holding a vital role, maybe Eastern coordinator, is selling CDs. He was pushing CD plate on a wheelbarrow. And when he was taken to one of the highest rank, he found Biafra liberation as an opportunity to enrich himself, hereby giving counter orders, even contrary to that of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The other man is a man powerful. How he is selling cable charger in Ghana, and if they offer him 40 million that he has never dreamt of in his life, he capitulated. So did you take all this into consideration? First of all, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said there is nothing, there is no relationship between poverty, illiteracy, with freedom fighting. If the yardstick of these people is being 20 years in the struggle, how educated are they? How enlightened are they? How disciplined are they? I'm not questioning your discretion, but I would like Biafrans to have a glimpse of what we are expecting.
Yes, I want you to understand that no matter how people are poor, there are still principled people out there. And like I said, everything is not all about money. Everything is not all about wealth. There are people that are still principled, and they are out there. So, those people that are going to serve under the de facto government in the homeland, I know the strategy I'm going to use. And it has worked in the exile government, and it is going to even be more effective in the homeland. So, leave that to me. That is why I am different.
Okay, are you still going to name them?
Of course.
With their full identity?
No, I said it. We're going to abbreviate their names.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
For security purposes.
Based on this, we yield the mic for now for someone else to come in. Thanks for your time. And the rest, you will see it on your inbox.
Thank you very much. That was a good one.
Thank you.
It was more of interview than questions.
Forgive me. Don't mind me.
This is a very good content you have created. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Alex, are you going to continue bombarding me with the questions? You're welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir, from here.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
This guy have taken all the question from you. Both the one I dreamt of, both the one I proposed, both all of them took them away from me.
You took them away. That's good. You can still
So
find.
now we find you. Can I go back to a previous question I wanted to ask you on Twitter space the other time before the vote of no confidence on those governors?
Go ahead.
You know, most of the things, let me say, the question we haven't bringing to you, it came from you. And so you normally say what we've done is bigger than us. So before this election, you told us not to vote any politician, and we heed to your word. Then after this election, you said we should do vote of no confidence. So my question before I wanted to ask is that the governor we did not vote, by doing vote of no confidence, to me it's like we are invalidating those who did not vote in the first place.
Which governor?
No, you said we should not participate in the election. We anchor to your word.
Yes.
But after the election, you said we should do vote of no confidence on the governors then. So we went ahead and make that vote of no confidence. So to my little Akara brain, I'm thinking that we are invalidating those who did not vote in the first place.
No.
By doing that vote of no confidence. So I want to
No. What we did was to vote government of Nigeria, the presence of the government of Nigeria, call it by name, those who represent Nigeria in Biafra territory, and they are the governors. And governors were not even voted yesterday. Most of the governors were voted in 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and last year. So even if we voted those who participated in the last election, we give them vote of no confidence, it is still the right thing because we are voting against Nigeria government in Biafra territory. So it includes whoever was voted last month, whoever was voted last year like Soludo, whoever was voted last 3 years, 4 years ago. It includes all of them. If you fall into the governorship, if you fall into the local government chairman, fall into Senate, House of Rep, and Councillor. These are people that, constitute Nigeria government in Biafra territory. And these are the people who gave vote of no confidence. And it is more of spiritual than physical.
Okay. Thank you, my PM. What we don't know is bigger than us. So, my other question is this. Most things you bring to us, to me, following your footsteps, I understand most of the things you do is that you are getting the Nigerian government confused. So some people sometimes when I report some of your people say, Alex, shut up, you know go fit do it. He says also this 78 hours they go release Mazina the Kano, do this and not that. People like attacking me personally that Alex is a PM broadcaster. So I did laugh. Because me I understand that most of the things you are doing, if you want strike, the government will know the particular place to tackle you because you don't throw many things for grant. So me, I understand that. But the guy that constantly confuse me when we say you throw a big gap than me, I won't ask. Now, for this France, I'm based in France, Nigeria driving license is as useless. It not get used. And now you brought that Biafra driving license for us. So I want to know how that one, so that man for who apply for that one now. How that one will take the function for this country, they mean for who apply. How that one will take the function for this country, they mean for who apply.
Well, the driver's license is in the same category of use like the passport. So the driver's license is not yet, to be accepted by any nation because we are not yet independent nation. So, but we are just preparing the driver's license and many national identification card in their various levels, to get ready that we don't need to keep our Biafra people all over the world hanging and waiting for too long before we can constitute the transitional government, before we can begin to appoint this one and that one. We have set those things in diaspora and in exile to be full functional. So immediately Biafra is restored, the government in exile will be dissolved, and every structure of the government in exile will serve as a temporal mission of Biafra. So that driver's license automatically will be adopted by the transitional government of Biafra and approved. It becomes recognized internationally.
Okay, thank you, my PM. My last question before I jump out. I beg, this de facto government-owned land, because I don't explain that. The reason I say, but they will get office like road safety, like in the Biafra land, or like office like a barrack, or are they going to be like the Amazon? They are securing one place in Biafra land, say, but this territory belongs to the Biafra people. So please, I don't know if you can help us on that particular one.
Our liberation will start from Imo State.
There will be an office there that we can go and people can go to.
We're not, because of the hostility and aggression, we're not going to have a physical office at this point in Biafra land. But of course, it is our plan to do have one when we have secured our land.
That it should be like, is it going to be like, the Amazon, they have some place to secure for themselves?
We are not doing like Ambazonians. These are two different people with two different problems. We have designed the situation that suits our problems and our need. And that's what we're going to follow. Ambazonians are not having double mind that they have business here and there in Cameroon. Biafrans are doing that. Okay?
Yes.
Most of the people supporting Nigeria today are not supporting it because they love Nigeria. They're supporting it because they think that they have investment somewhere. Amazonians are not like that. So these are two different people, two different things, two different problems. So we have designed the things that suit the problem we have in Nigeria, and especially the Biafra people who claim they have businesses here and there. So this particular mechanism we are going to use is going to work perfectly well. We're not going to have any physical office, but we are going to have when the time comes. But for now, is to build all the structures and begin the fight of liberation.
Thank you, my PM. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. More good, sir.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to end here. I wanted to spend 1 hour for 5 minutes, but here I'll spend 1 hour 34 minutes, and it's quite a very good time because a lot of questions were asked. And for that, may God bless you. See you again in the evening. We are going to have another broadcast sometime later in the evening if I have the time. Thank you. May God bless you.
Possess. And I told them, I said, Simon Ekpa is fully possessed and also is a man that everybody should be careful to stay out. What's the meaning of that? The meaning of that is what is called possessed with the spirit of freedom. When somebody is possessed with the spirit of freedom, it will be in such a way that the person has no any other thing to do than to fight for what's called freedom. So you look at the Biafra land as a place called the fatherland of Biafra. The spirit of freedom right there in Biafra has already completely possessed Simon Ekpa. And as he has possessed Simon Ekpa, you that is trying to begin to make noise or fight with him or do one thing or the other, you are also fighting the spirit of freedom. And if anything happened to you, it is not my concern, because you don't understand how spiritual things and the things of the spirit goes. Because in the realm of the spirit, when God wants to make sure somebody's used for a purpose, the person will be used based on the coming upon the spirit, or what the kind of power that has possessed you, or the spirit that has possessed you. So spirit of freedom is already in his life and has possessed him fully, and they cannot talk any other thing than what's called freedom. And if anybody needs to move on the same direction or the same path, you must also come to the level of that level of spirit of freedom to endow you and possess you, and then you can be able to talk about freedom. People that talk about freedom with empty mouth, they end up and they're carried by chaff. When the wind blows, they are carried away. People that talk about freedom, when something bribe is given to them, they will just betray and go away. But people that are possessed with the spirit of freedom, with the spirit of Biafra land, no matter the bribe you give to them, they will never accept your bribe. They will never agree with you. If you like to take presidency of social country, they will never accept it from you, except that freedom that has possessed them, that they are after. That's what they go about. So Simon Ekpa is already filled with the spirit of what's called freedom fighting. And so you should stay clear and not fight the man that has received what is called the grace or received the power or the spirit of freedom. Don't fight that man. Fighting that man will destroy your life. It may even cost you what you will never, you and your generation may continue to suffer it. So I am not here to begin to, follow anybody or side anybody. I am here to throw the light of what I am seeing in the spirit, because the spiritual always control the physical. And when I'm giving the message that's called the spiritual message, I pass it raw the way it is. So Simon Ekpa is a man that has already been filled and also possessed fully with the spirit of freedom. And spirit of freedom is not the kind of spirit that you joke with. When Jesus came upon the face of the earth, he said, the spirit of the Father is upon me, for he has anointed me. The spirit of the Lord has come upon me. He has anointed me to preach the good tidings, to spread the good news, to carry the word of God all over the place. And Jesus went about, was doing exactly what the spirit of the Father possessed him to do. And that same spirit was what made him, that even to extent that he died on the cross and was buried, and on the third day he resurrected, because there's a spirit that quickened the dead body. And the spirit weakened Jesus, and Jesus went up and began to do exactly what he came to the world to do. So Simon Ekpa, you are seeing, is a disciple of what's called freedom fighting, and the spirit of freedom has fully possessed him, and you can never separate him from that spirit. And they can never one day wake up and talk about any other thing rather than talking about freedom. And that is why most of the revelations you are seeing, and most of the deep mysteries and deep things that is bringing out here and here, is based on the spirit of freedom that is upon his life. So if you want to stop him, go first of all and remove the spirit of freedom out of him. So when you remove the spirit of freedom, then you can have your way. But if you cannot remove the spirit of freedom, you better join him and not fight him. That is what's going on. And then you come to the Biafra land as a Biafra nation. All the people that must talk about freedom are people in the class of what's called Jim or Jumegu Ojuku. We talk about people, you go straight away, you talk about somebody like Namo Dekano. You talk about every other person that is not known, but they are hurt. You talk about Simon Ekpa. You talk about Major Prophet David King Elijah. We are not talking about this freedom based on, we are so, or we want to collect money or this or that. We are talking about the emancipation of God's people. God's people is... You must go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very aware.
All right, my people, I see warriors. I see mighty warriors. You don't say we no go fit come out like that. Make we just tell Biafrans something. Make I start from my right end down. Awada Obiageli, can you hear me? Okay, I see say she know that around.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, have the mic.
Yeah. Hey, Biafra.
You
are doing great job. Go and bam, bam, bam. Paparava Sonyo, the commissioners. I see everybody. My brother. In the right, I see you. God bless everybody. They are doing a good job. Biafra is here already. Don't mind them. Our Prime Minister have done wonderfully well and forgives all the Fulefus, all of them. He did one. I cried yesterday, Biafrans. If that thing didn't touch you yesterday, how he had forgiven who wanted him dead by all means, who have signed petition against Simon, who have done many things to stop our struggle, to stop these freedoms, to stop Biafra. All the people that have been singing praises for Nigeria that killed our innocent mothers, brothers in Biafra land.
Please, if you hear, you tell others. That is where we are right now. And that is what you should be doing. Share, like, and subscribe. Always stay glued. And drop your comments so as to encourage us to do more. God bless you.